Hey everybody, Mags here. We are going to review some of the hints and tips that we've been given this year on the Dynasty Hotseat. If you are new here, do me a favor, can you like, comment, share on this video for me, please, like you can see here. And then also, if you're new here, why not hit that subscribe button too? It really helps out. Right, on to the hints and tips.
I think the first one that is the easiest, it just makes sense, right? It's unless you're trying to build a contender before the season starts, you're going to want to hold on to your draft picks until the very last second before the rookie draft, until you want to trade them to squeeze out maximum value. Because let's say, like right now, you're trading a 2024 first-round draft pick, which is next season's rookie draft, not after this season, next season. I mean, it sounds far away, but it's really not. Like in over a little over a year's time, we'll be drafting those rookies, right? And the value of those picks from now will probably triple. And like that sounds crazy, but like that's true. Like a first round 2024 pick will probably like triple in value from now to like when you're on the clock in your rookie draft. So if that's an easy way, that unless you're looking to trade them to build a team now that can win you a championship, just hold on to them for later and trade them later if you want to get max value. That's tip one. Two for me is one that you might have heard before. I don't know. It's a pretty popular dynasty strategy, but seriously, like if you're in the middle, you don't want to be there ever, right? In dynasty, like you want to be like a top 3 contending team, or you want to be like bottom 3, like quote unquote tanking. But like don't tank. Obviously, like every week you have to start your best lineup. I'm not saying, bench your good players. Trade them for draft picks. Burn it down. Trade away your veterans for younger assets or draft picks. It's the easiest way to get back in the mix quickly. It's a very, very viable strategy. It really is. It's called a productive struggle. It's my favorite way to do it, where you get some players who are like under the age of 24, get your average age on your roster down, try to get some guys who have upside, and then get draft picks. Or obviously just go all in, trade all your draft picks, take the LA Rams approach, shovel them in the fire, and then build a contender to win the championship. So you don't want to be in the middle, right? Well, it's okay to be in the middle and like have draft picks and have a good team, or have a young team but also have some older players. That's totally fine. But you need to be able to look at the standings in your league and know, okay, sure thing, this team's going to make the playoffs this year, and this team has a chance to win the whole thing. If you don't think that like fully confidently, you probably should start to make some moves to either go all in or burn it down.
And you're probably as well, like you're probably, when you look at your own team, it's kind of hard not to have that bias as well, because you're obviously like, oh no, these guys will like, so always take a step back, I think, and be like, what if this was somebody else's team you were looking at? What would you tell them? And try and look at it from that point of view, rather than thinking, this is my team, I'm definitely going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, like, it's totally fine to ask people on Twitter too. Like, I get DMs from people all the time for trade questions and stuff. And it's a really good resource just to bounce questions off people. Like, I still ask my co-host on my podcast and my good buddy Akash. Like, I ask him for trade advice all the time. He calls me and asks me about trades. Like, it's just it's good just to have an extra set of eyes on things, and it just helps. And then the third tip, I guess, would just be to trade for veteran players who are super cheap. Oh, actually, I lied. That's one. But my actual one, my third one, if I had to pick 3, would be trade for good players who get injured as soon as
I thought you were going to stop. I thought you were going to stop there. You were like, at tip 3, trade for good players.
Trade for good players. Yeah, that's a good one. No, but seriously, like, okay, so like every year there's good players who get injured, right? And they're like out for the season. You can capitalize on value big time and get a huge return on investment just by trading for them as soon as they get hurt, because it's a long-term investment. Nobody wants them for expensive, and you have to sell them for cheap. Like, for example, last year, Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins, and Travis Etienne, 3 guys who have great value now, especially Travis Etienne. You could buy him for, like, at least half his price now. Like, it's just the way it works. And if you can comfortably, have them sit on your bench for cheap, it's a great way to turn a profit. And you don't even have to keep them too. If you don't even like the player, you can just buy them, hold them until they're healthy and back on the field, and then trade them again to somebody else for more value. It's a really, really easy strategy to flip and get a nice return on investment, regardless of position, whether it be quarterback, running back, wide receiver, or tight end. If they get injured for the entire season and they're good enough a player or a really good prospect, just buy them for cheap and then flip them later. It's almost foolproof. It really is, because you don't even have to keep them.
Yeah, I love that as well. We talked about in the show before, like thinking about a bit like a pendulum, and like your picks as well that you talked about. Like think about when the pendulum's fully swung up this way. That's when you need to sell. And when it's down the other way, think about buying. So just capitalizing those timings and getting those timings right really pay huge dividends for your team. Absolutely right. And yeah, there was there a sneaky bonus pick or tip there about veteran players?
Yeah, I'll throw it out real quick.
You want to share that?
It's kind of obvious, but it's just like, don't be afraid to buy older players for really cheap. Like, for example, one of my favorite, like, really old player buys is Adam Thielen. He's like 32.
I did it like 20 minutes ago. I bought Adam Thielen.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah,
he's like 32, but guess what? He scored 10 plus touchdowns 2 years in a row. Like, people forget how good he is, man. Like, and also I think there's a case to be said that his body isn't as old as he actually is, because he started in the NFL older than most players. He was a rookie at like a really old age. And I mean, sure, obviously he has some wear and tear, and his body's at least 30, right? But I actually work at doing social media for a sports injury website called Sports Injury Central, where Pro Football Doc works. I don't know if you know him, but he's great. And he has a good score on Adam Thielen enter the season healthy, and he thinks he's going to play well again this year. So I like Thielen a lot. There's a lot of guys like that out there who are really old that you can buy for super cheap, who can get a lot of production for you.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. Remember, like this video, leave a comment if you want, and subscribe to the channel. These videos are going to be coming thick and fast, so you don't want to miss anything. So that's it for today. In the meantime, keep your teams lit. We'll see you next time.